Moments with God, a time of reflection for every day.
March 25th. Influenced but not transformed. And Lot lifted up his eyes, and beheld all the plain of Jordan, that it was well watered everywhere, before the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, even as the garden of the Lord, like the land of Egypt, as thou comest unto Zor. Then Lot chose him all the plain of Jordan, and Lot journeyed east, and they separated themselves the one from the other. Genesis 13:10-11.
Are all those who go to church, read the Bible, or are religious men and women of faith? Do those who attend events, who work and are motivated by the influence of pious people, also have their hearts transformed? Lot was Abraham's nephew, and he was moved by his uncle's influence to leave Babylon and go to the land the Lord had promised him. They endured times of hardship together, stayed in Haran, and followed his uncle toward Canaan. He participated in the morning and evening sacrifices Abraham offered. They went to Egypt when the rains ceased in Canaan and survived the hardship together. But on their return to Canaan, during times of prosperity, conflicts arose among their herders. Each had abundance, and it was clear that the land was too small for them to live together. Therefore, Abraham took the initiative to give Lot a choice of land so that their livestock could grow separately. Lot beheld the plains of the Jordan, fruitful as the garden of the Lord, fertile as the valleys of the Nile. He didn't think like his uncle, who believed he should yield because he was the elder. He simply saw the best option and chose to go there without considering whether his decision was the best one.
Dazzled by his visions of material gain, Lot overlooked the moral and spiritual evils he would find there. The inhabitants of the plain were wicked and sinners against the Lord greatly. Yet Lot chose for himself the whole plain of the Jordan, and pitched his tents as far as Sodom.
He didn't consider the harm that would result from his choice. His selfishness blinded him to the material advantages. He didn't have a transformed heart like Abraham's. Up to that point, he had followed him only because of his uncle's influence, but from then on, he had to live far from his shadow. Lot had been in Canaan, but his heart loved what he had left behind in Babylon, and as soon as he had the chance, he sought that prosperity for himself, regardless of the risk and the cost to his faith.
Being influenced doesn't mean being transformed. It's easy to join an evangelistic caravan, work on leaders' projects, and be infected by the faith of others, but without our own experience of faith and salvation, like Lot, we choose the material over the spiritual, and sooner or later we end up far from the Lord.
Let your faith be genuine. Let your commitment to God be voluntary and personal. Only then will you be able to make your service to the Lord an inexhaustible source of blessing. Don't just be influenced, but let your heart be transformed by God's grace. Amen.
Thank you for listening to this audio. We invite you to share with your contacts and visit the website BibleWell.com.